In this video, we'll be unboxing and reviewing the brand new Aputure AL-F7 LED light. Subscribe to us for more videos just like this. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hypop, or visit our website www.hypop.com.au. Let's get into it. So I've got the brand new Aputure AL-F7 LED light with me here today. Let's give it a quick unbox. Just opening this up now. And we've got a little carry pouch here that everything's included inside. And we've got the Aputure AL-F7 LED light. We've got a 1/4 to 3/8 inch screw thread adapter. We have a brand new Aputure ball head. We've also got a USB to USB-C cable and a few other bits and pieces. We've got some frosted diffusers here, the product manual, a little Aputure branding card, and also the Aputure warranty card. So I've got the Aputure AL-F7 on a stand here next to me, as well as the older model, which is the H198. So some of the major differences between the two include the physical differences. So some of the physical differences are that the F7's a lot less thinner than the H198. In terms of the physical differences, you've got 1/4 inch 20 mounts here on the top, the bottom, and on the right side of the F7, whereas there were no 1/4 inch 20 mounts at all on the 198. You had to use the bracket that was provided, and that's a little slide-in cold shoe bracket with a 1/4 20, so that they've now built that into the top here and the sides of the F7. In terms of the diffuser and the panel at the front here, so that panel there is a lot thicker and sturdier, so it's similar to the Aputure AL-H198 series. Whereas previously it was sort of a little bit plasticky and still felt like a little bit like a toy with the H198, whereas the F7, the sturdy build quality, you can definitely tell that's been improved. So some powering options have changed with the F7. Previous to that, on the H198, they had the Sony NP-F style batteries as well as some AA batteries you could use to operate the light. Now there's 3 different options to operate the light with the F7. You've got the USB-C cable provided. You can plug that into a V-lock battery or to a rechargeable battery pack. You can also use the Sony NP-F style battery, so that's still a feature of the light. And you also have a D-tap input here for the light. So there's 3 different powering options. Now in terms of some of the differences with the range of the color temperatures, previous to that you had 3200 Kelvin to 5500 Kelvin on the 198. Whereas now you can change it all the way up to from 3200 Kelvin all the way up to 9500 Kelvin. So you can get a really blue and cold light out of the new F7. So there's a really huge range with that. In terms of the dimming, you actually are able to dim the F7 in 1% increments, so that's really good. Whereas previous to that, there were actual no indicators as to how high or low you were dimming the 198 because there was no LED screen or anything to tell you what intensity your light was at. Now some of the included accessories with the F7 are the diffuser panels that they have here. So one I'd say is about 50% frosted and the others perhaps fully frosted. And you can see the difference there in terms of the type of diffusion that it provides. So they're great little diffusers that you can simply slide in there. There's a small tab that you can slide it into on either side of the light. So if you wanted to further diffuse the light and soften your light from the F7, because it is a little powerhouse of a unit in terms of the output it provides, you can definitely do that with these diffusers. Of course, you're not limited to just using these diffusers. If you have diffusion sheets of your own, or if you've got diffusion, little covers from your softboxes, you can definitely use them with the F7. So just quickly on how to operate the light, we've got the on and off switch on the side, and we've got one dial here that controls basically everything on the light. So at the moment you can see the LED is showing that it's indicating the brightness, and you can simply press down to switch between the color temp and the brightness. So now the brightness is at 1%. We can increase the intensity of the light in 1% intervals from 1 all the way up to 100. And then when you press down, it highlights the color temperature, and which goes from the 9500 Kelvin all the way down to the 3200 Kelvin. And you've also got a little LED indicator here that shows the battery level of the battery that's mounted or the powering option that's mounted. And it's as simple as that. Now in terms of the brightness of the light, the AL-F7 has a brightness of 1500 lux at 1 meter, whereas the previous model, the 198, it had 920 lux at 1 meter. So it does have a lot more output. It is a lot smaller there are other different powering options available for the light. This little light does have a lot of bang for buck. So in terms of your output, when you have this up on 5500 Kelvin, there, and then if you pump this all the way up to your full output, you can definitely be using this light as a main key light. For most, it's a great run and gun light. It's perfect for use on top of your camera, on your video camera, or your DSLR. Overall, in terms of continuous light, a lot of people would be using this for videos as well as photography. So product photography and all sorts of photography, you can definitely be using this light. So the 198 still is a great light. It does have a lot of the features of the F7 in terms of the stepless control of the output. It just doesn't have that little LCD screen at the back that shows you your actual strength. And it also has that color temperature adjusting from the 5500 to 3200 Kelvin. It's a great entry-level light, so it's perfect for those that are looking to start out and buy their first LED, or they just need a little LED light for all of their video and photo use. In terms of the actual strength, it was 920 lux at 1 meter, so you can definitely still be using this as some sort of key light or fill light, even perhaps a little background light. With those two powering options of the Sony NP-F battery as well as the AA batteries, a lot of people have rechargeable AA batteries, so that's really convenient because they've removed that from the F7 as a trade-off for the shape there and the smaller design. So that was just a quick unboxing and overview of the brand new Aputure AL-F7 LED light. For more videos just like this, subscribe to our channel. Feel free to comment down below your thoughts on the light. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hypop, or visit our website www.hypop.com.au.